WVII Bangor.
From the Great Lakes to the Rockbound Coast and streaming live in HD worldwide at foxbangor.com. More people choose Good Morning Maine.
Today on Good Morning Maine, a Madawaska man is suspect in two separate bank robberies that occurred yesterday in Presque Isle. Plus, a new bill could provide relief to strained emergency departments, and we'll hear about why less and less young people are opting out of a college education. Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith and thank you for tuning in this morning. Let's hit the ground running and get a first check of that forecast with meteorologist Devin Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, let's get things rolling after this morning. The radar on satellite is looking pretty good. We're watching a few clouds that are developing out there. I am not showing the advisories map because there's nothing in effect right now, but we are watching a few returns to the northern ends of the state. A few flurries and a few raindrops cannot be ruled out today. As I'm watching a wave of energy located right about in here. You can see it right about in there. It's going to be tracking off towards the east over time, so we'll notice a few flurries and maybe a few sprinkles today, maybe a little bit more in the way of snow in the northern ends of the state. So Futurecast shows something like this, maybe more snow in the northern ends of the state, maybe a few raindrops further down toward the south. We then clear out overnight with maybe a few passing clouds and maybe waking up to the sunshine as we head towards Wednesday morning. As for the wind, not too bad. We might notice some wind as we head towards later today up to around 10 miles per hour or higher. But notice that will back off especially as we head towards your Wednesday. So your forecast for today, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, some sprinkles and flurries possible. And that southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. And your early forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period, becoming mostly cloudy with a chance for a few raindrops and some snowflakes. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. Opening statements were made in the case against an Orrington man accused of shooting and wounding a Brewer man outside of a restaurant in Bangor. Our Matthew Juronsik has the story.
36-year-old Jordan David Bishop appeared in Penobscot Judicial Center Monday afternoon after pleading not guilty to charges in connection to a shooting outside Tesoro's Italian restaurant on Harlow Street in Bangor. The shooting happened shortly before midnight on May 11, 2019 between Bishop and 57-year-old James Parent, a brewer. Police records show Bishop appeared to be intoxicated and urinated on Parent's truck. The men then got into a confrontation, during which Bishop allegedly shot Parent several times, sending him to the hospital.
There's the defendant on the right and Mr. Parent. You see the defendant has a gun in his hand. He chases Mr. Parent around the truck, and then you'll see up in the corner here, you'll see debris. And then you'll see a shell.
Bishop is currently facing 6 counts, including attempted murder, multiple assault charges, and reckless conduct of a firearm. Penobscot County District Attorney Christopher Almy claims the defendant shot Parent in retaliation for being assaulted outside the restaurant.
This is about the defendant walking away in a huff, mad, and without provocation, without need, returning.
Defense attorney Don Brown argued that his client suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder and was not aware of what he was doing in the moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think the evidence is going to show you that he has no memory of leaving there or coming back. It happened at the very same spot on the sidewalk that he just reviewed.
The trial will continue at Penobscot Judicial Center Tuesday morning. In Bangor, Matthew Juronsik reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
A Madawaska man is suspected of robbing 2 banks in Aroostook County and is facing robbery and bail violation charges. According to a joint release from the Maine State and Presque Isle Police, just before noon yesterday, officers responded to the Aroostook Savings and Loan Bank on Main Street in Presque Isle for a reported bank robbery in progress. They say a male subject reportedly came into the bank and demanded money, leaving the bank with an undisclosed amount. Roughly a half hour later, the first call came in. Maine State Police say they received a call for a second bank robbery at the Katahdin Trust Bank on Main Street in Mars Hill. Police say witnesses provided information on a possible suspect that fit the description of the subject from both bank robberies, and that the individual was on foot on Main Street. Authorities from multiple agencies located and arrested 35-year-old Angel Montes of Madawaska after a short foot pursuit. He was transported to the Aroostook County Jail in Holton. A sum of money stolen from the banks was recovered. Police say more charges are possible. In other news now, a Brewer man is facing charges following a fire on Saturday. Crews were called to a fire on Greenwood Drive in Brewer shortly after 11 Saturday morning. When they arrived, they found heavy smoke inside the home and fire in the kitchen. Residents were inside but made it out safely. State fire marshals were called in to investigate when the fire was deemed suspicious. Police say 20-year-old Dustin Gagnon of Brewer was arrested after interviews with witnesses indicating underlying domestic violence crimes. Gagnon is charged with arson, domestic violence, terrorizing, and aggravated reckless conduct. Senator Angus King has introduced legislation that he says will help Maine people and Americans nationwide living with long-term COVID symptoms. The Comprehensive Access to Resources and Education, or CARE, for Long COVID Act will improve research and provide resources for people with long COVID. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention indicates that 28% of adults who had COVID experience some form of long-term symptoms. The symptoms range in severity from mild to debilitating and can last for months to even years. Senator King says, quote, "The CARE for Long COVID Act is not only important for individuals dealing with ongoing health struggles, it is essential for entire communities. Long COVID symptoms have contributed to workforce shortages and sometimes prevented Maine people from taking care of their families. By supporting our neighbors, we're prioritizing the health and long-term success of our state." Advocates for dairy farmers spoke out at the Agriculture, Conservation and Forestry Committee open session on Monday. State Representative William Plucker says he would like to amend LD 384, an act addressing agriculture, conservation and forestry in Maine. Plucker proposes the bill's title be changed to an act to provide emergency aid to dairy farmers affected by crisis in production cost. The amended bill requires one-time payments to support affected dairy farmers. Those payments would cost a total of $5.5 million from unappropriated state general surplus.
In the last 2 years, we've lost approximately 25% of our dairy farms in the state of Maine. This is dozens of families that have lost their way of life. Dairy business is core to our whole agricultural industry in Maine. These businesses pump millions of dollars annually back into the infrastructure that keeps all farms up and running.
Session leaders have requested a data report reflecting just how other forms of infrastructure would be impacted if the dairy industry were to collapse. A bipartisan bill has been presented to legislative committees that could give Maine Emergency Services a large one-time payment to combat the ongoing EMS crisis. Our Devin Dagnall shares the details.
Maine Speaker of the House, Rachel Talbot Ross, presented LD 526 to the Committee on Criminal Justice and Public Safety Monday morning. The bill proposes that the state of Maine gives out a total of $25 million in one-time payments to EMS groups at immediate risk of failing and leaving their service area without access to emergency services.
EMS in Maine is in crisis. Services are having to close. They're not able to provide coverage for their ambulances, and we're having a hard time.
Representative Susan Salisbury is one of the sponsors of the bill, and she says after the Blue Ribbon Commission finished its study of Maine EMS, it concluded service organizations would need $70 million to fix all the problems they currently face. Knowing such a large amount was out of the question, the commission re-strategized for a smaller amount that would serve as emergency relief.
And that's what this bill does. It offers funding for those services as one-time funding to sort of help them bridge that gap as they start to work towards collaborating with other towns and communities around them.
One of the biggest concerns voiced in Monday's committee meeting is the fact that the emergency payment only offers a temporary solution to a more permanent problem. Salisbury says for a permanent solution, organizations should follow the lead of communities like Millbridge, who plan to partner with neighboring towns in order to minimize cost and maximize revenue from their EMS.
Communities are going to have to do that. They're going to have those conversations that alone, they aren't going to be able to provide the needed services. So they're going to have to look at the communities nearby and say, we need to work together.
The bill is still in the very early stages of development and will go back to committee at least one more time before it reaches the House floor. Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
New data on Maine's lobster industry is giving us a better picture of how lobstermen have been impacted by inflation. After historically high sales in 2021, last year's numbers came back down to earth. Johnny Maffey has a breakdown and talks to lobstermen about expectations for this year.
Lobstermen say last year was challenging due to several different factors, one of them being it costing a lot more to fuel their boats.
Last season it may be the worst year I ever had in lobster fishing.
After a historic 2021 where lobster was $6.71 a pound, 2022 saw that price drop to less than $4.
So 2021 was a dream year. It really was with that price. I mean, a lot of us will think, well, that's where it should be. But I think most have expected it to drop back, but not drop almost in half.
Another challenge on the water? High bait costs.
A lot of people didn't go as much. If it costs you a lot to go, you'd rather let your gear set longer and get more efficient.
There were 50,000 fewer trips in 2022 than in 2021.
The state says harvesters caught just under 98 million pounds of lobster in 2022. While that number is down, Steve Train is more concerned by the low price per pound.
We were fishing for the same price we did in 99 and 2000, but bait and fuel was nowhere near what they were in 99 2000. So you take a lower catch, lower price, and higher expenses, it doesn't leave a lot of money left.
Tension and worries about proposed federal fishing restrictions also kept lobster boats tied up last year.
I think that played into harvesters' thoughts about how much they want to invest in their business, given the uncertainty about those regulations and the timeline.
As for this year, Train says he thinks the price of bait will go down and he hopes fuel costs go down.
The time is now 6:11. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, we'll hear from folks who rely on SNAP benefits and how the reductions and delays of their aid are affecting their lives. But first, let's take another look at that forecast. Sprinkles and flurries are likely today. Highs of up around 43 degrees, dropping down to about 21 tonight. Clouds will move in, and that'll be a continuation tomorrow. Partly cloudy, high of 45.
Sharing a little joy starts with arriving in good spirits. The energizing Mazda CX-5, beautifully designed signature interior. The confidence of available iActive all-wheel drive. Find your new Mazda today at Varney Mazda, 260 Hogan Road in Bangor, and discover what Varney value is all about.
I went to Angie and typed in pool,
water heater,
cleaners, garage,
interior painting, exterior painting.
For whatever project you need, there's an option.
Oh, I have another project. Let me try this.
Get started at Angie.com today.
No matter what type of dog you have or cat you have, Frontline Plus lets you take them everywhere, no matter how you define it. Frontline, the #1 name in flea and tick protection.
All the nonsense
Fibber
meets no nonsense.
I don't buy it.
Judge Judy.
Weekdays at 5 on ABC 7.
This week on Jeopardy, the competition's tough.
It's a smackdown.
Emotions run high.
Okay.
And the surprises keep coming. Plus, hip-hop royalty.
Here's Questlove. This is a hip-hop tradition.
On Jeopardy.
This week at 7:30, only on ABC 7.
Paying the bills or going hungry, that's the real dilemma some Maine families face. And they're hoping to get answers about their missing SNAP benefits. Mel Meyer explains.
Oh, the stress level is pretty bad.
Gordon Collins lives in Limerick and is on disability. What has SNAP meant for you and your family?
Oh, just getting the extra food stamp so we don't have to use the cash. The money is huge.
This month, a federal pandemic-related bonus to the program came to an end. Without the extra, how much are you supposed to be getting a month?
$355, I believe it is.
And now you're just getting
$83.
That's for him and his daughter. DHHS says benefits were supposed to return to normal levels, but what he's getting now is far less than that.
This is before they were giving out massive additions to the food stamps.
To make matters worse, he can't get a hold of DHHS.
We are currently experiencing extremely high call volume, and based on the number of calls already waiting, we are unable to accept additional calls at this time.
So how do you reach someone to ask?
Trixie Seidlinger is in the same boat, but she hasn't had any money come through at all.
I turned in the paperwork, and then I never heard anything from the state. And then I still haven't, and there's still no food to help us.
She says she finally called 211, which told her her file was received but not processed. She waited a few weeks when the money should have come through for her and her son.
As far as the pinch it's put on us, it's a very real, living pinch because you can't exist without food.
We reached out to DHHS, and in a statement, they told us the change in the program led to a higher volume of related calls to the department, impacting processing and call answer times. The department is taking steps to improve the system and address concerns.
The Associated Press reports that high school students nationwide are becoming less likely to consider college after graduation. Experts say the pandemic has encouraged students to seek careers that do not require a college degree. A.J. Douglas spoke to college planning advisors working to ensure students know what their options are.
They tell me that they have jobs lined up. They have employers ready to pay them $25 or $30 an hour in the trades. It's hard to get them interested in college at all.
Linda Basicato is an advisor for Maine Educational Talent Search, an early intervention and college access program for low-income and first-generation college students. Basicato says she has received mixed responses to questions commonly posed to high school seniors nationwide, like, are you planning to go to college? And if so, how do you plan to pay tuition?
I have a mix. I have a lot of students definitely going to college. They're getting their award letters. Some are getting lots of money to go to college. Others, not so much.
The college planning advisor points out, like most things, the COVID-19 pandemic drastically changed students' mindsets when it comes to higher education. A new report from the Associated Press notes that many students no longer find stability in attending college in fear of student loan debt and other factors.
And so I had one student who for years wanted to be a teacher. And he suddenly came to me one day, said, I'm not going to college. I'm going to do an electrician's apprenticeship. What he saw during the pandemic, what the schools went through, made him completely change his mind about being a teacher.
Central High School senior Ryan St. Peter says he plans to attend college to study liberal arts, despite the possibilities for career advancement as a musician without a college degree.
I really want to further my career as a musician. It's so much more to have a college degree in music.
A.J. Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The time is now 6:17. After the break, all the latest details on the criminal investigation of former President Donald Trump, and the indictment of which would make him the first former president to face such charges. We'll have all the details on this and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
If you're waiting for a sign that it's time to finally tackle that window project, here it is. Renewal by Anderson's incredible Window Replacement Days. Get all the benefits of Renewal by Anderson's exclusive and easy replacement window process. And save a lot of money while you're at it. An immediate design consultation, exclusive Fibrix composite material windows, and precise installation by highly trained certified master installers. You get it all during Renewal by Anderson's Window Replacement Days. Call Renewal by Anderson today and take advantage of this limited time offer and special financing.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Perfect.
Nice.
As long as we're imagining.
Give it up for your rating fishing champion!
Me? Oh, come on.
Right now, you could save up to $1,000 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Lucerne Inn in Ryan's Pub is world-renowned for beautiful dining with a delicious view. Come and enjoy the experience of their all-you-can-eat seafood dinner every Friday night, now through April, with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Simply call to make your reservation or order for takeout. You can also take your taste buds on a journey with their 5-course international menu, Tuesday through Thursday, for just $29.95 per person. The Lucerne Inn, beautiful dining with a delicious view.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm Emma Smith. A deck company in Bangor has nailed down a creative way to keep its carpenters busy during the slower months. Our Jody Hersey has more.
If you travel along Outer Hammond Street in Bangor, you'll see a miniature village of hobbit-like houses.
So I pulled over and I began to investigate and check them all out, and they're absolutely extraordinary.
Hickory Dickory Decks in Bangor is in the business of making decks and sunrooms. However, without a lot of jobs to do in the winter months, owner Elvin Smith didn't want to lose his hardworking carpenters. So he challenged them to create these teepee-style bunk rooms to keep them busy. Katrina St. Peter is the company's office manager.
So we have 4 base models. They're fully painted on the inside, but there's nothing inside of them. But we have one that is fully stocked with a bed, a end table, and matching curtains. That way that one's good to go if you wanted to set up a permanent tent. And then we also have one that's based off of the Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings movie/book series.
These 9x8 structures can be used for just about anything, like a sauna, a playhouse, or even an addition to a camp. The possibilities are endless.
We just made a post on Facebook last week, and it's blowing up through the roof, which is really cool to see.
While the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings models are $5,800 each delivered, the base models are priced at $5,200 each delivered.
How many places have you seen a circular door? So these are obviously huge fans of the Lord of the Rings, but also like even in the other A-frames, it's incredible craftsmanship down to the the shingling, to the windows.
These small structures were a great winter project to keep workers on their toes, but the company says it's looking forward to returning to its roots.
Come springtime, we'll be back ready to do what we do best, and that's decks and sunrooms.
In Bangor, I'm Jody Hersey for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
All right, the time is now 6:21. Let's get a full look at that forecast with meteorologist Evan Biggs.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop, with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Called today. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. Again, wave heights not too bad, right around 3 to 6 feet according to the buoys out there. No small craft advisories in effect at this point. So overall, looking pretty good. But the water temperature is still cold out there as well, especially for this time of the year, at around 39 to 42 degrees according to some of the buoys out there. And even colder further out towards the north and east from those buoys. Of course, as we get closer to spring and summer, we'll start seeing those water temperatures increase. But moving forward, the radar and satellites not too bad out there to start things off this morning. We're watching some clouds moving in and a few returns of what could be some flurries developing. We may have to keep an eye on that today for a few flurries and a few sprinkles as well. As all this right here, you can see it here, will be tracking off towards the east over time. So we'll have to watch and see as some of that reaches the ground today. Better opportunities in the northern ends of the state. Anything further down to the south won't amount to much of anything. If anything, at best, maybe a few raindrops are possible as well with the warmer temperatures expected. But for now, though, here's the area of low pressure that we have our eye on. It's going to be tracking in, and that'll give us that opportunity for a few raindrops or a few snowflakes that will be possible later on today. So Futurecast moving forward helps to illustrate that. We'll see that developing, especially in the northern ends of the state, but could reach down to the south as well. We'll push that through. The clouds will clear out overnight. Will become partly cloudy, starting things off for tomorrow with a lot of sunshine. But then the clouds start to increase just a little bit, but nothing too ridiculous as we head towards the Wednesday. So for now, going with a partly cloudy sky for the day on Wednesday. You'll just notice a few clouds from time to time. A little bit more energy moves in as we head towards your Thursday. As for the snowfall today, yeah, not much of anything to get too worried about. You might notice just a little bit more in the northern ends of the state, but once you get closer to Bangor, not much of anything expected as you do move forward. Our average high is 42 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 40s today, middle 40s Wednesday, lower 40s for your Thursday. We're looking pretty good at least until Sunday before we fall back into the mid-30s. Then we're back in the 40s again as we head towards Monday. Forecast for today, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, some sprinkles and flurries possible. And southwest wind gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy again. Northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour and then backing off. For tomorrow, here we go, 45 degrees, partly cloudy. Now west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your Crosby Sports Shop extended forecast. Rain and snow chances possible on Thursday with highs in the lower 40s. Mid-40s for your Friday, now partly cloudy. And mostly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the lower 40s.
This week, the biggest stars will all be live on
Good morning, America!
America's favorite morning show. Jennifer Aniston, Adam Sandler, and Florence Pugh. This week on
Good Morning, America.
Looking to haul a new piece of equipment? Homeowners or commercial, Coops Truck and Equipment has the right trailer for you. Coops is the largest dealer of truck flatbeds and hauler bodies in the state and can replace any old rusty bed or outfit any new truck. Our full-service facility can modify all truck and trailers with steel and aluminum fabricators on duty. We are your go-to place for CM truck bodies, H&H trailers, and load trail trailers. For trailers, truck bodies, truck outfitting, and more, it's Coops.
Markdown Madness has started at the Furniture Gallery, and we're in the game to save you money. Introducing our starting lineup. 10% off all in-stock recliners for the best seat in the house. 10% off all adjustable bases to upgrade your sleep and be game day ready. And up to 70% off all clearance items. The Furniture Gallery brings you better brand names plus a bigger in-stock selection, all at the lowest prices around. Hurry in to catch all the action. Find your best value at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
When the Coach House Restaurant wants to know the local forecast, they log on to foxbangor.com. The Coach House Restaurant, family dining at its best with fine home-cooked meals, delicious homemade desserts, and a large menu of tasty offerings for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Taylor Events and Equipment Rental in Bangor for all your wedding and events, tents, tables, chairs, and more. Also see us for your home project equipment rentals. Taylor Events and Equipment Rental, 1179 Hammond Street in Bangor.
On Feud, name a way a woman likes her men and her cheese. You either nail it,
Sharp,
or fail it.
full of adventure.
Where are you going? Family Feud. Stop all this adventure.
Weekdays at 9 on ABC 7.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Cities across the U.S. are now bracing for unrest. Over the weekend, former President Donald Trump claimed without evidence that he could be arrested as soon as today and called on supporters to protest. Trump is at the center of a Manhattan grand jury criminal investigation into hush money payments to an adult film star. An indictment would make Trump the first former president to face criminal charges. ABC's Justin Finch with more from Washington.
Police in New York City setting up barricades and preparing for former President Donald Trump's possible indictment. Trump saying over the weekend, without evidence, that he would be arrested today and urging supporters to, quote, protest and take our nation back. So far, Trump's spokesman has said he has not been notified about an imminent arrest, and no comment yet from Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg. But Bragg telling his staff, we do not tolerate attempts to intimidate our office or threaten the rule of law in New York.
Did you know about the $130,000 payment to Stormy Daniels?
Trump initially denied knowing about the hush money that a Manhattan grand jury is now investigating, but later said he did. That $130,000 paid to adult film actress Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign to cover up their relationship. Prosecutors now investigating if Trump falsified documents and violated election laws.
It's a typical Donald J. Trump play out of the playbook. Figure out how you're going to muddy the water as best as you possibly can.
Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, on MSNBC. Cohen has admitted to helping to arrange that Daniels payment at Trump's direction and pleaded guilty to campaign finance violations.
Michael Cohen, he's totally unreliable. Well, he went to jail, and now he's on the revenge tour.
Trump ally Robert Costello testifying before the grand jury that Trump committed no crime. And still no word on if a Trump indictment is coming, but ABC News has learned that the Secret Service and the NYPD held a call Monday to review possible logistics and security just in case.
A new United Nations report is providing little hope, citing how we can prevent the worsening effects of climate change from impacting the world, but that our time frame to combat the use of fossil fuels is about to run out. Fox News correspondent Jackie Ibanez has more on what scientists say must be done in the next few years to enact meaningful change.
Humanity is on thin ice
and that ice is melting fast.
There's a small chance we may be able to prevent the worst effects of climate change from causing irreversible harm to the planet, but time is running out.
Actions in this decade are critical for securing a sustainable future.
That's according to a new report from the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which says the world continues facing a ticking time bomb.
Humans are responsible for virtually all global heating over the last 200 years. The rate of temperature rise in the last half century is the highest in 2,000 years. Concentrations of carbon dioxide are at their highest in at least 2 million years.
The Paris Climate Agreement aimed to limit global warming this century to 1.5 degrees Celsius. While some scientists behind Monday's report say surpassing that mark is highly inevitable, with the world already warming by 1.1 degrees, they believe their report can serve as a survival guide for humanity going forward.
We do have technology and know-how and tools to solve for the climate problems.
Researchers say governments must cut roughly 2/3 of carbon pollution in the next 12 years, while also calling on nations to stop new fossil fuel projects and end the use of oil, coal, and gas by 2040. Meanwhile, as the world moves away from fossil fuels, the UN is also calling for wider use of carbon-free electricity, not generated by gas-fired power plants. Jackie Ibanez, Fox News.
Across the country, at least 11 child welfare agencies use artificial intelligence programs to try and identify children who may be at risk of danger in their homes. This, according to the American Civil Liberties Union. Pennsylvania's Allegheny County is an example. But now, one couple alleges that system may have unfairly flagged them based on their disabilities. And as a result, they say their daughter was taken from them. Fox News correspondent Marian Rafferty reports.
At 7 months old, Andrew and Lauren Hackney's daughter began refusing her bottle.
It was getting to the point that she refused to eat.
Concerned, the Pennsylvania couple consulted their child's pediatrician, who gave them tips on how they could entice her to drink. But after days of no progress, the Hackneys say that the doctor told them to bring their daughter to the emergency room.
They said she was dehydrated and malnourishment.
After roughly 2 weeks in the hospital, their daughter started bottle feeding. But at that point, the Hackneys say child welfare agents from Allegheny County arrived and placed their child in foster care.
I really want to get my kid back. I miss her, especially holding her.
Allegheny County uses an artificial intelligence tool to review family data. The AI system then gauges how unsafe a child could be in their home. The Hackneys believe hospital staff told agents their child was malnourished and allege their information was entered into the AI system.
We were just heartbroken.
Andrew has a comprehension disorder and Lauren has attention deficit hyperactive disorder. The Hackneys and their lawyer are wondering if the AI system flagged them because of their disabilities.
How does that screening tool affect different populations?
The Justice Department is now investigating Allegheny County's AI system to see whether it's targeting minority parents, those with limited finances, and others like the Hackneys with disabilities. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Still to come here on the second half of our show, we'll check out a greenhouse in Levant, which is showing sure signs that spring really is here. We'll have this and more as Good Morning Maine continues.
Johnny freaking Knox, why you sitting around the camp? Sun is shining, birds are chirping, put down them fiddleheads and let's get over to A&G shooting. They got pistols, rifles, all kinds of boomsticks. They even got some flamethrowers for them brown-tailed moths. While you're at it, flip over them couch cushions and grab yourself some quarters for that wicked cool arcade. They're located right off the highway in Fairfield, right on Redneck Row, right between the truck stop and that big green tractor place. Easy in, easy out, slicker than owl crap through a funnel. So get over to A&G and tell them Bub sent ya.
In Maine, it's always truck season. And at Thornton Brothers in Lincoln, we are celebrating New Ram Truck Month by carrying the complete line of hard-charging new Ram trucks from light to heavy duty. At Thornton Brothers, you'll find the right truck for cargo space and comfort for those long trips on the road. No matter what Maine throws at you, our trucks have you covered. So come on over and test drive any of our award-winning new Ram trucks at Thornton Brothers, 125 Main Street, Lincoln.
Sometimes big truck accidents can result in big case settlements.
These are just some of the big case results I fought to get my clients. If a big truck hurts you, we'll make them pay you every single dollar you deserve for your injuries. I'm Jim with Lowry & Associates. If you've been hurt by a big truck, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a big truck? Come out on top. Call the Twos. Call 222-2222.
This isn't your parents' photo booth. Premier Limousine and DJ present the latest in photo booth technology, the Magic Mirror Air Booth. We offer unlimited prints of beautiful 4x6 full-color photos and unlimited photos sent directly to your phone. The new Magic Mirror Air Booth is available for proms, weddings, birthdays, class reunions, and corporate events with one of the largest selection of props available. You can book the Magic Mirror Air Booth and DJ services separately or take advantage of our very popular package deal. Contact us at Premier Limousine and DJ.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Tuesday, March 21st, 2023, and today there's a new moon in the sky, which makes it an excellent time to view stars. And today is also World Poetry Day. The art form has been practiced throughout history in every culture and on every continent. It speaks to our common humanity and our shared values, with even the simplest of poems having the ability to turn words into powerful dialogue. Some world-famous poets from this great state of Maine include Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, born in Portland in 1807, and you can go visit his home in Portland. That's still something that's on my bucket list. And Edna St. Vincent Millay. She was born in Rockland in 1892. On this day in history, in 1917, Loretta Walsh became the U.S. Navy's first female petty officer. In 1935, Persia was officially renamed Iran. And here's a crazy one. In 1962, Yogi the Bear became the first creature to be ejected at supersonic speeds by the U.S. military testing ejection seats. Google it. I had to Google it because I didn't believe it. Unfortunately, the end of that story doesn't work out well. He survived the ejection, but you'll have to Google it to find out more. For birthdays today, we have actor Gary Oldman, who's 65, and actor Matthew Broderick, known for his role, of course, in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He is 61. All right, switching gears now. Yesterday was a beautiful day. We had a few flurries in the sky. Today, maybe something similar, but hopefully, fingers crossed, the sun comes out. Devin Biggs has all the details.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Happy Tuesday. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Call today. Alrighty, let's get things rolling out there this morning. The radar on satellite is looking pretty good. We're watching a few clouds that are developing out there. I am not showing the advisories, Matt, because there's nothing in effect right now, but we are watching a few returns to the northern ends of the state. A few flurries and a few raindrops cannot be ruled out today. As I'm watching a wave of energy located right about in here, you can see it right about in there. It's going to be tracking off towards the east over time, so we'll notice a few flurries and maybe a few sprinkles today, maybe a little bit more in the way of snow in the northern ends of the state. So Futurecast shows something like this, maybe more snow in the northern ends of the state, maybe a few raindrops further down toward the south. We then clear out overnight with maybe a few passing clouds and maybe waking up to the sunshine as we head towards Wednesday morning. As for the wind, not too bad. We might notice some wind as we head towards later today up to around 10 miles per hour or higher. But notice that will back off especially as we head towards your Wednesday. So your forecast for today, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, some sprinkles and flurries possible. And a southwest wind getting up to about 20 miles per hour. And your hourly forecast for the rest of the morning and afternoon period becoming mostly cloudy with a chance for a few raindrops and some snowflakes. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Emma?
Thank you, Devin. All right, moving on now, a story near and dear to my heart. Well, it may feel like spring today, but that's because it's the first, or yesterday felt like spring because it was the first day of spring. So what better of a way to mark the occasion than to stop in at an area garden center to see what's growing? We sent our chief photographer, Dave Simpson, to do just that. He stopped in at Levant Landscaping and Construction. And this is personally one of my favorite places, so I'm very biased in my love for this place. But they say they started planting mid-February and they plant right through April, even getting a few things planted in May. They tell us that they're concentrating mostly on combination flower baskets, hanging pots, and pansies in anticipation of upcoming flower-friendly holidays. Owner Gabriel Carr reflected on his humble beginnings when he started the business as a 15-year-old back in 1990 and says despite a rocky start way back in the day, his plants and his business are thriving.
I'm just as excited now as the first year I did it. So
Excellent. Really, it's 1990, so you started as a 15-year-old.
Yeah, freshman in high school.
No kidding. Did you have a greenhouse to work in? Or did
Yeah,
you...
my parents bought this land and it had an old rundown greenhouse, and I got my experience that first year, burnt it down. Yeah,
whoopsie.
But learned a lot.
Yeah.
Learned a lot, and we just kept at it, and here we are. We got 5 big ones now.
Carr says that the flowers that fill the combination baskets and hanging plants will be ready just in time for Mother's Day. Their various vegetable offerings are expected to be ready come Memorial Day. Levant Landscaping opens April 1st, and I'll be ready and waiting. I saw yesterday they have hanging baskets with cucumbers. I've never seen that before. That's so cool. Okay, all right, I'll stop now. Still to come here this morning, Tyler Cruz will have the latest with sports. We'll be right back.
Make a move in the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and Accord, with available hybrid powertrains designed for more responsive performance and more advanced tech. When you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2022 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Get moving and find the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Bucksport Regional Health Center has cared for the community for almost 50 years. We are trusted and compassionate providers. We have also given thousands of COVID-19 vaccines because the COVID-19 vaccine is very safe, very effective, and your best shot at protecting yourself from COVID. Trust us. Trust the vaccine. Protect yourself. Take your shot against COVID-19.
Mossy Ledge Spirits is a true hidden gem in Etna. Located just 3 miles off I-95, exit 167, we are home to tastings, tours, cocktails, to-go drinks, bottles, live music, minis, and priceless memories. You're sure to fall in love with our handcrafted, unique, and deliciously clean-tasting spirits and feel right at home in our family-friendly environment. Mossy's Mobile Spirits is offering mobile bar service for weddings and large events. So enjoy some pizza and raise the glass here at Mossy Ledge Spirits.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. I am here with a familiar face, my good pal Adam Robinson from the Bangor Daily News. Adam, thanks for coming on this Monday in March.
Right. Thank you for having me.
No games today, no college basketball games. We'll talk some high school hoops.
Yeah.
Reclassification specifically, they've been talking about this basically all winter, and is it approved yet? Is it finalized?
There has to be a final vote in April at the principals meeting. All the schools will vote on it, but we've gone through all the MPA meetings with the classification committees and the basketball committees. We're all done that, so there's just one last final approval that it has to go through.
So just one hurdle, and then it's official for next season.
Right.
Awesome. So what's the process been like? I know they threw out a Class S, they threw out a statewide Class AA, they threw out 4 classes. Just would have been all the different things they've thrown out there, and what are we left with?
Yeah. So it goes in a 2-year cycle. So it came up this winter, and they wanted to try to make it competitively balanced, and so they looked at 5 class proposals and 4 class proposals. We almost, like you mentioned, had a Class S with a bunch of the smaller schools throughout the state, and that ultimately got canceled. We are at 5 classes now. Again, they adjusted the enrollment numbers for the classes, and you're right, we almost had a whole statewide Class AA. In the previous meeting, they canceled that because teams want their regional championships. A lot of teams value those, and so they stuck with them. Probably the biggest thing was the 25% or less winning percentage over your last 4 years. If you have that, you can move down a class to maybe have a better chance at being competitive. So that, I think, was the biggest change.
And that varies between boys and girls, too, right? So if you have a boys team that's really good, we'll take Orono for an example. They can stay in Class B, but the girls, it's not a petition down, but can they petition to stay where they are?
Yes, they can. Yeah, that's a good example. Orono girls moving down to C, but the boys are staying in B. There's a lot of scheduling things that go on with that, with practices and games and totally different teams you're trying to move around. So some have decided to move down, some have stayed, but I think it's a really good thing for teams to be able to have that option.
Have that option too, yeah, whether to stay and say, no, we'll figure it out, or we'll go to the other class and figure it out down there. So what major teams in this area, we mentioned Orono girls, are or might be on the move next season?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing up here, you said Orono girls, John Baptist girls, I believe, are also moving down to C. Hamden from AA to Class A, that's a pretty big move, girls and boys, just with the enrollment change. And so on the boys' side, that team looks really strong in an A North that this year, we talked about it on this show, was really strong, really deep, and that just adds a whole extra competitor and maybe one of the favorites next year. We'll see.
Yeah, and Hamden's last year in A North, didn't the boys win the regional title too?
Yeah, exactly, right. They have experience down there, and they've done very well down there.
So this was all in an attempt to make a better competitive advantage, maybe for the small schools, but just to make the games more competitive. And obviously, you're going to have people that don't agree with what the MPA did. You're going to have people that absolutely love it. Hard to please everybody. But as a fan's perspective, as someone who's been around Maine high school basketball probably almost a good chunk of your life, did they do a good job at making the field more competitive, especially come end of the season?
I think that they did a decent job. Like you said, it's so hard to get everyone on the same page and make everyone happy with these things. You still have a bunch of different schools that don't like where they are. Some of the MVC schools I know have complained about where they are in B or if they should be in C, different things like that. But I like that they asked a lot of different people's opinions on the matter, and I do really like the winning percentage moving down. I think that helps a lot of different teams.
With the reclassifications, this is the last question. Any South teams moving up or North moving South, vice versa? I heard something about Oceanside coming up to be North.
Yeah, I don't think that came through. The MPA hasn't announced their final list of teams, but as of the last proposal I saw, that they stayed in the South, and in the last meeting they weren't talked about moving up north. That would have been really fun in B North, having Orono and Oceanside in the same region after being in the state title game. But from right now, as far as I know, I think they're still in the South. Yeah,
that's the exact reason why I asked that team specifically. It would have been fun to see them twice a year. All right, that's I think that covers most of it. Was there anything else we missed?
No, I think that's about it. We will have Hamden in A and a couple different teams around the state in different areas, new teams to play against, but should be another fun basketball season next year.
All right, already ended, but already looking forward to next year. Adam, thanks for coming on. That's going to do it for sports right now. We'll be right back after this.
When you're ready to tackle your next building project, no matter how big or small, depend on Hammond Lumber Company for the products and services you need. The knowledgeable staff at Hammond Lumber will be with you every step of the way and keep your project on schedule. From free estimating and project planning to design and drafting services, an extensive product inventory with a wide variety of brands to choose from, and of course, Hammond delivers from any of the locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company, your building project partner.
What can your John Deere compact tractor do? Attachments for any job. Financing that's as easy as...
like getting a library card.
Affordable.
You're going to get this bigger tractor, and it's going to be less money.
Dependable.
Through the rain, through the snow, I'll work through it all.
Comfortable.
And I haven't any idea how we survive without it.
Experience United and build a tractor package customized for you.
Sharing a little joy starts with arriving in good spirits. The energizing Mazda CX-5, beautifully designed signature interior, the confidence of available iActive all-wheel drive. Find your new Mazda today at Varney Mazda, 260 Hogan Road in Bangor, and discover what Varney value is all about.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Another tech giant laying off thousands. Fox Business Network's David Asman has this story and more coming up on Fox Means Business.
More tech layoffs coming. Amazon saying it's going to release another 9,000 workers over the next several weeks. This coming on the heels of earlier cuts impacting around 18,000 jobs. The new round affecting Amazon's cloud computing, advertising, human resources, and Twitch units. Meantime, it looks like shoppers are leaving free money on the table. According to a new survey from finance website creditcards.com, nearly 25% of adult credit card users haven't redeemed rewards over the past 12 months, leaving things like free travel tickets and cash back on the table collecting dust. And gas prices keep driving lower. The national average for regular unleaded dropping a bit over the weekend. A gallon now at $3.44, which is 80 cents lower than this time last year. To Wall Street, and a solid start to the week for your money. The Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P 500 all higher on Monday. That's business. I'm David Asman.
The cast of the Apple TV Plus series Ted Lasso leading a team huddle on mental health at the White House yesterday. Jason Sudeikis saying, quote, "We should all do our best to help take care of each other." Sudeikis pointing out President Biden's team effort to provide mental health care to Americans. The TV coach actor encouraging those struggling with mental health issues to reach out to loved ones and professionals for help.
So, no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter who you voted for, we all probably, I assume, we all know someone who has, or have been that someone ourselves actually, that's struggled, that's felt isolated, that's felt anxious, that has felt alone. Right? And it's actually one of the many things that believe it or not, that we all have in common as human beings, right?
Sudeikis' visit to the White House coming at the top of Monday's White House press briefing. The actor also saying he was excited about Kansas City being a 2026 World Cup location, singing praises of his hometown. Inflation is hitting McDonald's Big Mac. The average price for a Big Mac is now estimated at $5.15, or nearly 22% more than before COVID. That's according to CashNet USA. The iconic burger's price varies from state to state, with a Big Mac in Hawaii fetching the most, a whopping $5.31. New York is the next most expensive state to buy a burger at $5.23, followed by New Jersey and California. The cheapest Big Mac is in Mississippi, $3.91. All right, now here's meteorologist Evan Biggs with one final look at our full weather forecast.
Alrighty, Emma, thank you very much. Your full weather forecast brought to you by Crosby Sports Shop, with a large supply of ammo in stock, custom Damascus knives, fishing supplies of all kinds, concealed weapons classes, and a full line of Dragonfly UV tackle, plus the latest in ultraviolet tackle. Called today. All right, let's get things rolling out there this morning. Again, wave heights not too bad, right around 3 to 6 feet according to the buoys out there. No small craft advisories in effect at this point. So overall, looking pretty good. But the water temperature is still cold out there as well, especially for this time of the year, at around 39 to 42 degrees according to some of the buoys out there. And even colder further off towards the north and east from those buoys. Of course, as we get closer to spring and summer, we'll start seeing those water temperatures increase. But moving forward, the radar and satellites not too bad out there to start things off this morning. We're watching some clouds moving in and a few returns of what could be some flurries developing. We may have to keep an eye on that today for a few flurries and a few sprinkles as well. As all this right here, you can see it here, will be tracking off towards the east over time. So we'll have to watch and see as some of that reaches the ground today. Better opportunities in the northern ends of the state. Anything further down to the south won't amount to much of anything. If anything, at best, maybe a few raindrops are possible as well with the warmer temperatures expected. But for now, though, here's the area of low pressure that we have our eye on. It's going to be tracking in, and it'll give us that opportunity for a few raindrops or a few snowflakes that will be possible later on today. So Futurecast moving forward helps to illustrate that. We'll see that developing, especially in the northern ends of the state, but could reach down to the south as well. We'll push that through. The clouds will clear out overnight. Will become partly cloudy, starting things off for tomorrow with a lot of sunshine, but then the clouds start to increase just a little bit, but nothing too ridiculous as we head towards the Wednesday. So for now, going with a partly cloudy sky for the day on Wednesday. You'll just notice a few clouds from time to time. A little bit more energy moves in as we head towards your Thursday. As for the snowfall today, not much of anything to get too worried about. You might notice just a little bit more in the northern ends of the state, but once you get closer to Bangor, not much of anything expected as we do move forward. Our average high is 42 degrees. We'll reach for the upper 40s today, middle 40s Wednesday, lower 40s for your Thursday. We're looking pretty good at least until Sunday before we fall back into the mid-30s. Then we're back in the 40s again as we head towards Monday. Forecast for today, upper 40s, mostly cloudy, some sprinkles and flurries possible. And southwest wind gusting up to about 20 miles per hour. By tonight, lower 20s, partly cloudy again. Northwest wind at about 20 miles per hour and then backing off. For tomorrow, here we go, 45 degrees, partly cloudy. Now west wind at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Your Crosby Sports Shop extended forecast. Rain and snow chances possible on Thursday with highs in the lower 40s. Mid-40s for your Friday, now partly cloudy. And mostly cloudy on Saturday, highs in the lower 40s.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo. Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team.
Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy. Featuring no dark or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves. Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
With AAA Insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA Insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA Insurance, call 866-460-1310 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
37 million viewers have made Will Trent the network TV drama of the year.
Will can see things that no one else does.
There's a kidnapping.
What's up, scumbag?
Your fly's down. Made you look.
New Will Trent, tonight, 10, 9 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
A bald eagle is caught snatching up a slice of pizza in Connecticut. If you ever wondered what America's bird loves to eat, these action shots might have your answer. A photographer in Connecticut caught some snapshots of the wild bald eagle swooping down and grabbing some lunch from its talons. It wasn't until closer inspection that he discovered the lunch was actually a slice of pizza. The bird beat out 4 crows for the coveted slice. At least it wasn't out of somebody's hand. That would be a little bit scarier than a seagull. All right, Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. Stay with us for the second hour of Good Morning Maine, next on Fox 22. Have a great day.
It would appear that
the butler did it. But this isn't a whodunit film. It's a Nissan sales event ad.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue.
Catch these offers while you can.
Autumn of Life Home Care is a great place to work. The team here provided me with all the opportunities and experience necessary to grow within the company, all while working around my busy college schedule. They provided all the necessary licensing and training. It truly was the job that kickstarted my career.
Autumn of Life Home Care in Brewer is a licensed agency with personal support specialists.
Let our compassionate, reliable, considerate caregivers make your life a little easier by providing assistance for you or your loved one.
Autumn of Life Home Care. We focus on you. Apply today.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our third-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family.